Hi, so in this video we're going to be going over the properties of a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral containing two pairs of parallel sides. There's other properties and theorems about parallelograms. First of all, again, in parallelograms, the opposite side of parallelograms are congruent. So that means that down here, for example, on this one, opposite sides are. Let's mark this first. So they're parallel sides. So they're parallel sides, the opposite sides, right? So this one is parallel to this one, right? But they're also congruent, so that means that this side is congruent to that one. So that means that AB is congruent to CD, and it also means that this side is congruent to this one. So that means also that AC is congruent to BD. Then it says opposite angles of our parallelograms are congruent. So that means that angle A and angle D are opposite, so they're congruent, and angle C and angle B are opposite, so they're congruent. So also we have that, again, angle A is congruent to angle D, and then we have that angle C is congruent to angle B. Also says that consecutive interior angles of a parallelograms are supplementaries. Remember, the supplementaries are angles that are up to 180. So that means that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle C equals to 180, right? The same as the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B equals to 180. Right? Consecutive are next to each other, so and so on. So that means that C plus D equals to 180, D plus B equals to 180. And the last one, it says the diagonals of parallelograms are bisect each other. Bisect means, remember that bisect, prefix bi means two. That means that it divides them in half. A diagonal is a segment that connects two non-consecutive vertex. So AD is a diagonal, CB is a diagonal. This means that one diagonal cuts in half the other one. That means that this side, this small piece is congruent to that one, and then this small piece is congruent to that. So those are the properties. So again, my properties are, let's start by the definition. Opposite sides are parallel to each other. Right? Opposite sides are congruent. Right? Opposite angles are congruent, so A is congruent to D, C is congruent to B. Consecutive interior angles, so A plus B, B plus C, D plus C, C plus A equals to 180. And the last thing is that the diagonals bisect each other, so that means that AE equals DE and CE equals BE. So it cuts the diagonals in half. Let's see a couple of exercise here. So it says find the measure indicator, right? So I'm going to find that one, right? So this angle is opposite to that one, so that means that in this case this equals to 74 degrees. Now on number two, this angle and that angle are consecutive angle, right? They're next to each other. They are connected by the same side, as you can see here. This one doesn't have a side that connects them. W and V does have, right? So that means that they're supplementary. So 74 plus, let's say, x equals to 180. I'm going to subtract 74 on both sides. That means that x equals to 106 degrees. Same thing with 3, right? Again, U and V are connected. So that means that, in this case, let's say this is x. So that means that 50 plus x equals to 180. Subtract 50 on both sides. That means that x equals to 130 degrees. Number 4, this angle and that one are opposite angles, so that means that this equals to 100 degrees. Number 5, the opposite side of a parallelogram are congruent, so that means that this is 9. The same over here, so opposite sides are congruent, so that means that this is 7. Okay. The important part that in the instructions told you that each one was a parallelogram. So number 7 is telling you that QC, so this one is 17, this one is 17, and it's asking to find that one. Remember that we saw on the properties that each diagonal bisect the other one, so that means that this side is congruent to that one, so that means that CS equals to 17. Okay, so the next one, 8. So it says that EX is 23. This is 23. Right? and I want to find EG sum, they're asking me to find the entire second. Again, we know that this side is congruent to that one. So that means that this is 23. So that means that EG equals to 2 times 23. That equals to 46. And that's it for the video. May the force be with you.